So if you are new to backpacking or you just want to go on a hike in a remote area, you might be wondering what is the best trail map to use. Well, this can be intimidating if you're new to the recreation of hiking because there's a lot of options out there, and a lot of people now are just looking at their online maps on their phone. Now, you can download maps ahead of time using Google Maps. Um, but let's not get too focused on how to do that right now, because you need to understand if your phone quits working out in the wilderness, and that happens to a lot of people, their phones just shut off and don't come back on, or the battery dies, or you drop it, it gets wet, and you don't know where you're at, you can be screwed because it's a lot easier to get lost than you think. Don't be too overconfident with this. So you always need a hard paper copy of a map of the area you're in. So that being said, what are the options? Well, if you go into a park like a national park, usually they're going to offer a map like this, a really simple one with some trails. This is for Rocky Mountain National Park, and gives you some trails. It's really small print, but it's still a pretty good map. However, it doesn't give you topography lines, so it's not a topo map. So it kind of illustrates the different altitudes and canyons and mountains just through a visual representation rather than topography. Reading the topo map can be kind of difficult, but these are great. These are better than nothing. However, they are not waterproof usually. So if they get wet, they might tear apart or the ink can smear. So I wouldn't recommend relying on those. Also, I wanted to explain what a topo map is. If you don't know what a topo map is, you need to study up on that just a little bit, okay? A topo map shows you the elevation changes in the terrain. Now, this is a very complicated topo map. This is the real deal here. And this was a cheaper map. This is for the Beartooths in Wyoming, really wild area. And you see all these little lines here. Show you that a little bit closer. You see all those little lines are showing you, see how the lines are closer together there? That means it's a steeper drop. And the lines are more spread out like this, it's a smoother slope going down. Okay, so lines closer, steeper, lines further away, smooth slope. So this is a good topo map. It shows you some trails, but this is kind of hard to read. This is an older map here. And this one was like $8. So once again, better than nothing, but you want something you can read well too. This one is waterproof though. It's very important to get a tear-resistant, waterproof map. It will usually say right on the front of the map. Okay, so right there it says waterproof, tear-resistant. So, let's see, there are also trail guides, like these types of books. This one's cool because it gives you kind of like tips on safety, and here it's like hiking around bears. Then it gives you all the different trails. It gives you distance and starting point, fishing, you know, if you like to fish. So that's a trail map. That's usually what you see, just little short day hikes. This is specifically day hikes. This one's similar. This is for the Black Hills. I'll show you here. This is all sorts of stuff. You'll flip through and it gives you this is all the Black Hills. And then it will just kind of give you, see, like there's Flume Trail, a short day hike. And I actually used this map for that trail, and it was kind of hard to figure out. I almost got turned around up there. So these are good for information, but they're not great for relying on. So the best map of all these options, one that kind of has everything with it. It's easy to read. It has topography. It has labels, trails. It's waterproof, tear resistance. So the best map is definitely the Trails Illustrated map. It just gives you everything with it. This is just an all-around great map to have. They're usually $15 to $20 online. You can find them in gift shops. You can go to Cabela's or hiking stores, outdoor stores to find them. But these things are awesome. They are really durable. They're easy to use. This one's kind of... But don't be overwhelmed here, because this map in particular shows you a huge area. Usually they kind of condense the map to a smaller area. But you can kind of see here all the different labels. It gives you topography. It labels lakes. It shows you streams. Streams are huge. Rivers and streams are a great landmark. That's how I really judge distance when I'm in a heavily wooded area. And these maps are really good at labeling all the streams and rivers and sources of water. Mountains are labeled. Now this isn't a very great option. Let me get a better one here. This one's Cloud Peak Wilderness. It also shows you here on the back. It gives you all sorts of a legend. Okay, and then it shows you what area it's in Wyoming. This is Wyoming. There's Yellowstone. This is Cloud Peak, so it's right here in the middle of Wyoming. So this is a great map, though. The trails, it gives you the distance. It just does about everything. And the best part, is they're easy and fun to read. I really enjoy looking through these. So you can see here, it tells you no fire zones. All the topography lines are pretty well done. They're easy to read. They're really faint, though. See, there's 10,000 feet in elevation on that line. Yeah, so these are definitely the best option. You'll just have to get one and try it out. They don't do every area, but they do most major areas in the United States. So, yeah. So Trails Illustrated by Nat Geo. Those are the maps to get. And if they don't provide one for the area you're trying to go to, just get one of these smaller ones. And just study up on it a lot. Put some time into reading it before you go, and don't ever get lost in the wilderness. If you ever get lost, stay put. Just calm down. Keeping your cool is the most important part of survival in any situation, especially in a situation where you're lost in the wilderness. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, leave comments below. Please subscribe to Foster Gulch Outdoors and Wildlife, and we'll see you guys next time.